The drama opens with Song-yeon and Yi-fan standing outside in the rain. Both look emotional. Song-yeon asks, "Was I just your backup option?" Yi-fan doesn't answer, but there are tears in her eyes. Seeing this, Song-yeon tells her goodbye and walks away. We then jump ahead 6 years. Yi-fan is now a news reporter. She's on her way back with a colleague after covering a story on an illegal business when a red car cuts them off. A couple gets out, the same people involved in the illegal business, and they snatch Yi-fan's recording equipment before speeding off. Not far down the road, though, they crash. Her colleague wants to keep the camera rolling and report on the crash, but Yi-fan says helping them right now matters more than reporting on this. She tells her colleague to call an ambulance while she pulls the couple out of the wrecked car herself. That night, while Yi-fan is showering at home, she notices someone watching her. She goes to confront him and finds it's her neighbor, who says, "I was just doing my thing. You're always the one filing complaints with the building manager about this. Do you really think that's going to scare me off?" Yi-fan says nothing and goes straight to her room, locking the door carefully before lying down. But a nightmare keeps her from sleeping properly. In the morning, her best friend Sai Chow calls her and says, "I ran into our old school hall monitor today, and of course it had to be right after I'd been out making deliveries. I looked an absolute mess. So embarrassing. Anyway, let's go somewhere this week. You're always working overtime? You need a break. There's a new bar that just opened nearby, and the owner is supposed to be really handsome." Yi-fan isn't especially interested, but she goes along with Si Chow to the bar that night anyway. Once there, Si Chow points to someone and says, "That's the owner of this place." Yi-fan is stunned to see that it's Song-yeon. Just as she turns away, juice spills on her dress, and she heads to the restroom to clean it up. Song-yeon is waiting outside when she comes out and hands her his jacket, saying, "I'm the owner here. I'm sorry about what happened because of my waiter. Dinner's on the house tonight." Yi-fan assumes he doesn't recognize her, so she doesn't say anything either. As the two women are leaving, Si Chow asks her, "Did you ever get settled into that rental place?" But Yi-fan is lost in her own thoughts, thinking, if I hadn't broken up with Song-yeon, maybe my life would look completely different today. When Yi-fan gets back to her room, her neighbor's wife is heading out to buy snacks. Yi-fan goes out to do her laundry, but the woman's husband grabs her and drags her into his apartment by force. Yi-fan screams, but he tells her, "Scream all you want tonight. No one's going to hear you because there's no one around right now." Just then, another neighbor shows up and pulls her free, then hands the man over to the police. Yi-fan is so shaken that she goes to stay at Si Chow's place, but even there she can't sleep that night. All she can think about is how her mom left her to fend for herself during a hard time in the past. The next morning, over breakfast, seeing Si Chow's happy family makes Yi-fan feel good. She's always wanted a family like that for herself. The next day, she gets a certificate at the TV station for helping the couple involved in the illegal business who have since turned themselves into the police. After that, Yi-fan heads out with her manager to do a live broadcast on New Year's Eve and spots Song-yeon in the crowd. She starts trying to hide from him. Her colleague notices and asks, "Why are you hiding? Did you spot your crush or something?" She doesn't say anything, and to keep Song-yeon from seeing her, she buys a mask and puts it on. She then goes on to interview a few people in the crowd with her team. At midnight, the fireworks go off, and in the chaos, Yi-fan bumps right into Song-yeon, who's on the phone with his friend Soo-hao. As he passes by her, he says, "Happy New Year." And she can't help but wonder, was that meant for me or for whoever he was on the phone with? We then cut to the past. Yi-fan's first day of high school. She can't find her classroom and asks Song-yeon for directions, mistaking him for an upperclassman. He, likewise mistaking her for a junior, gives her directions. But when they both walk into the same classroom, it turns out they're not only in the same class, the teachers seat them at the same desk. In the present, Yi-fan goes to see an apartment with her colleague Wang Lin. The rent is a bit steep, but they take it anyway, telling themselves at least it'll be safe. Wang Lin then invites her to lunch with her ex-boyfriend, Soo-hao, who happens to be Song-yeon's best friend and business partner. Soo-hao and Wang Lin have broken up, but he's still trying to win her back. Yi-fan tries to beg off from joining them, but Soo-hao won't take no for an answer and sits her in the back seat anyway. Once she's seated, she notices Song-yeon is already asleep in the car. Soo-hao says, "Hey, wake up. Your girlfriend's sitting right next to you." Yi-fan, a little embarrassed, says, "It's not like that. This is just a misunderstanding." Soo-hao says, "It's not a misunderstanding at all. Everyone at school knew Song-yeon had a thing for you." Song-yeon glares at him to shut him up. They all go and enjoy lunch together. In the restroom, Wang Lin asks Yi-fan, "If Song-yeon's this rich and good-looking, why did you turn him down? Honestly, the way he won't even look at you now, it seems like whatever feelings he had are long gone. You really shouldn't have let a guy like that get away." When Yi-fan comes out of the restroom, Song-yeon is standing there. She says, "It's been a while. How are you?" He replies, a little coldly, "A while? We just saw each other 2 days ago on New Year's. Yifan says, I had a mask on. I didn't think you'd recognize me. He says, I didn't. My sister saw you there. She told me you were staring at me. Yifan says, I was staring because your zipper was down and everyone around was talking about it. She then bolts out of there, leaving Song-yeon completely mortified. By the time they leave the restaurant afterward, it's gotten late, so Song-yeon drops Yifan off at her place. As Yifan walks into her building, some friends of the man she'd gotten sent to jail start harassing her. She runs from them, but they chase her down until Song-yeon spots what's happening and drives them off by throwing rocks at them. He grabs her hand, pulls her into his car, and then goes back to fight the 3 men off. Afterward, he files a police complaint, and all 3 end up arrested. Once they're outside the police station, Yifan notices his injuries and says, You're hurt pretty badly, let's get you to a hospital. But Sang-yeon brushes this off and asks instead, When you saw me back there, why didn't you ask me for help? Why did you run from me? She says, I didn't want you getting dragged into this too. Besides, there were 3 of them, and only one of you. What could you have done alone? On the way, Yifan gets some medicine and tends to his wounds. He asks, Why are you living somewhere like that? Why don't you look for a different place? She says, I already found another apartment. I just haven't moved my things yet. Sang-yeon then walks her all the way to her new rental for her safety and helps her get her things inside. The next day, Yifan goes out to cover a story, which turns out to be at Song-yeon's own house, where a fire broke out because of an electric bike. A fellow reporter tells Sang-yeon, We're very sorry about this and this interview can help you file a compensation claim. But he says, No need. There wasn't anything important in my house anyway. While Yifan is editing the interview footage, her colleague remarks, Your friend seemed so calm after a fire that big, like it barely fazed him. Another colleague replies, Maybe he's upset on the inside and just looks calm on the outside. That night, when Yifan gets home, Wang Lin tells her, I'm quitting my job at the TV station. The pay isn't good enough for how hard we have to work. And my cousin found me another job that's pretty far from here, so I won't be living in this apartment anymore. If you want, I can help you find a new roommate. This only adds to Yifan's stress since she just moved in and would be stuck covering the whole rent alone if Wang Lin left. Seeing her worried, Wang Lin says, Don't stress about it. I won't take my deposit back, so that'll cover this month's rent, and I'll help you find a roommate too. The next day, when Yifan gets home, she finds the door unlocked. Thinking a burglar has broken in, she panics and calls the police, but then Sang-yeon walks out of one of the rooms. Seeing him, she tells the police, Sorry, I must have mistaken someone else for a burglar. She then asks Sang-yeon, What are you doing here? And he asks right back, What are you doing here? Just then, Wang Lin calls her and says, I gave the room to Sang-yeon. I wanted to make things easier for you. Yifan says, But I told you I wanted a female roommate. Wang Lin replies, I'm really sleepy. Let's talk tomorrow. And hangs up. Yifan then tells Sang-yeon, Why don't you just stay at a hotel tonight? I'll book you a room. He asks, Why are you so eager to get rid of me? Yifan says, You're rich enough to just stay in a hotel, and why would you need to share a room with anyone? And I get home really late from work, so I'll disturb you. He replies, All my money's tied up in fixing my house right now. And my bar isn't doing great either. If you get home late, just come in quietly. When her excuses don't work, she tries, Aren't you allergic to cats? And my cat's pretty loud too. Sang-yeon says, Yeah, I don't like cats, but I'm noticing your attitude's changed a lot. Do you think I came here to hit on you? She says, No, you've got it wrong. He says, I've already moved all my stuff in. I'll move out myself in 3 months. Until then, don't even think about coming near me. Yifan just goes to her room after hearing this. The next day, Yifan tells her colleague she ended up with a male roommate instead of the female one she wanted. Her colleague says, What's the problem with a male roommate? If he's a decent guy, he'll actually protect you. This makes sense to Yifan, remembering how Sang-yeon saved her before. That night, she and Sang-yeon sit down to work out the ground rules for living together. Yifan says, So we don't disturb each other. When one of us is resting, the other one should keep it down. We keep the place clean, and if either of us brings a guest over, we ask the other first. And if you have a girlfriend, let her know you're living with a female roommate so there's no misunderstanding. She then shows him the rooms and he picks the smaller one, the one that used to be hers. She tells him, That one's smaller than yours, and it has a window, and honestly, I can't afford $4,000. He says, I'll pay the $4,000 for that room myself, but I get to decide who stays in which room. So Yifan moves her things into the bigger room, and that night, she wonders whether he gave her the better room on purpose. The next morning, a lot of furniture is delivered to their apartment. Yifan asks, What is all this? Who ordered it? Sang-yeon tells her, I ordered it. The place felt too empty. The delivery guy also sets up a cat tree in Yifan's room and she says, I didn't order this. He replies, your boyfriend ordered it. Sang-yeon had actually gotten it specially for her, but knowing she wouldn't accept it if she found out, he tells her, it came free with something else I ordered. Since it's already here, you might as well keep it or throw it out if you don't want it. She keeps it, and the two of them play with her cat in her room. Later, Sang-yeon transfers her money to cover rent and other expenses, but Yifan thinks he sent too much, so she sends 520 back to him. He messages her, I didn't send extra, go ahead and recalculate if you want. When she does the math, she realizes she actually sent him 15 extra yen by mistake. This mortifies her because in Chinese culture, sending someone exactly 520 means I love you. She thinks, what if Sang-yeon thinks I was confessing my feelings? Meanwhile, Sang-yeon is smiling to himself in his room, while Yifan, thoroughly embarrassed, reluctantly asks for her 15 yuan back. We then cut to Su Hao and Si Chao. They wake up together in a hotel room, having fallen asleep after drinking the night before. Both are stunned to find themselves like this. Si Chao remembers that Su Hao had been really upset over his breakup the night before and was drinking, so she'd been sitting there comforting him. The two of them start arguing over whose fault it was, each blaming the other for bringing them there. Then change and leave the room separately. Cut to Yifan, who gets a call from Si Chao. She tells her, our old friend Xiang Lang is back. I'm at the airport picking him up. He was actually going to be your new roommate. Yifan is happy to hear Xiang Lang is back, but says, I've already got a roommate now. Si Chao says, let's plan a trip, the three of us. Yifan agrees. Sang-yeon, who's been listening closely to all of this, asks as soon as the call ends, are you all planning some kind of trip? She says, yeah, Xiang Lang's back. You remember him, right? He was with us in high school. Si Chao, Xiang Lang, and I have all been friends since kindergarten. Sang-yeon says, oh, I see. I don't really remember him, honestly. If you're all planning to meet up, why not come to my bar? Since you're my roommate, you could find me some customers while you're at it. Yifan says, your bar must really be struggling if you need your roommate drumming up business for you. He says, yeah, I did tell you about that. Anyway, if you bring your friends, you'll get a discount. Yifan agrees right away. The next day, Xiang Lang drives over with Si Chao to pick up Yifan, and Sang-yeon decides to tag along too. Xiang Lang wants Yifan to sit next to him, but Sang-yeon takes that seat instead. When Sang-yeon notices the rearview mirror is angled toward Yifan's side, and that Xiang Lang keeps glancing at her through it, he adjusts the mirror toward himself and asks Xiang Lang, you were abroad for years. Did you end up with a girlfriend or not? Xiang Lang says, no, I don't have a girlfriend. Su Hao then chimes in. Remember, back in school there were rumors going around that Yifan, Sang-yeon, and Xiang Lang were some kind of love triangle. Yifan tells him to be quiet, but he says, oh, come on, it's completely true. Sang-yeon actually got into fights with people over it. We get a flashback showing Yifan back in high school overhearing some girls saying, Yifan just treats Sang-yeon like an option. The second something better comes along, she'll drop him. Another girl asks, so who's the better option? And the first replies, Xiang Lang. The boy who started this rumor gets a proper beating from Sang-yeon, who forces him to apologize to Yifan and to himself, saying, how could you say someone could leave me for someone else? Whoever has me isn't going anywhere. That's just not possible. Su Hao is telling all this to Si Chao. We also learn Yifan always wanted to be a dancer. Back in school, whenever she practiced, other girls would try to chase her off, saying, you don't even know how to dance, and you're hogging this whole space. Yifan would tell them, I'll leave, but class doesn't end for another 10 minutes. Even so, they kept pushing her to leave until Sang-yeon showed up, sat down, and told them, Yifan already said there's 10 minutes left, and besides, she's not alone here. I'm with her. He then sat there and watched her dance. Back in the present, Yifan, Si Chao, and Xiang Lang head home together after dinner at Sang-yeon's bar, while Sang-yeon and Su Hao stay behind. Su Hao asks him, yo, do you still have feelings for Yifan? Sang-yeon says no, but Su Hao says, the way you were glaring at Xiang Lang tonight, your jealousy was pretty obvious. We then flash back to when Sang-yeon went to see Yifan in the rain after his college entrance exams, since she hadn't responded to any of his messages or calls. He tells her happily, I got into Nanwo University. Now we can keep studying together. Yifan responds coldly, but I've already enrolled somewhere else since I've made plans with someone else. I really don't like being chased, so I'm putting enough distance between us that you can't follow me there. Sang-yeon is deeply hurt by this, and when he gets home, upset, Su Hao is waiting to celebrate his own acceptance, and tells him, I got into non-wo university too. But seeing the look on Song-yeon's face wipes away all his excitement. On the drive, Xiang Lang asks Yifan, have you gotten this quiet all the time now? In our group of 3, it's really just me and Sai Chao talking these days. She says, my life's pretty boring, and what would I even talk about? He says, you can talk about boring things too. If you're happy, smile, laugh. If you're upset, you can cry, and promise me, if you ever have a problem, you'll share it with me. Yifan just says, okay. Xiang Lang then asks, you wanted to go to Nanwo University too, didn't you? Why did you suddenly cancel your plans? Have you ever regretted that decision? She says, if you think I regret it, then why are you even asking me this? Yifan then thinks back to how once she told Song-yeon she wanted him to study hard so they could go to Nanwo University together, he even quit playing basketball just to focus entirely on his studies. Cut to Su-hao and Si-chao. Su-hao is trying to convince her of something, telling her, my grandparents want to meet my girlfriend, but Wang Lin and I broke up. Please, just pretend to be my girlfriend. Si-chao refuses at first, but he keeps begging until she finally gives in. That night, Yifan gets home and video calls Si-chao and her family to celebrate New Year's together. Seeing Si-chao's happy family always makes Yifan wish she had one like it. As the fireworks start, Si-chao says goodbye and ends the call. Yifan then sits alone watching TV until Sang-yeon comes home. Seeing him, she asks, it's New Year's. Shouldn't you be with your family? He says, we had relatives over today, so there wasn't a free room. So I came here instead. But we're shown that in reality, he rushed through dinner with his family just to get back to Yifan quickly. He then goes and cooks dinner telling her, I accidentally made too much, better you eat it than it go to waste. When Yifan tastes it, she realizes his noodles are actually really good. The two of them sit together watching TV and Yifan falls asleep right there. A flashback shows us that at Yifan's father's funeral, a relative told her mother, are you really going to keep this child with you? You're on your own now. Raising a kid alone will be hard. It'd be better if you left her with her grandmother. Sang-yeon had been there and heard all of this along with Yifan. Afterward, Yifan's mother left her with her grandmother, telling her, once I've gotten myself settled, I'll come get you. But not long after, her grandmother passes away, and Yifan's aunt takes her in and treats her like a servant. One day, while Yifan is getting some snacks, she notices money missing from her purse, something that happens to her often. She sits down upset, wondering, what am I going to tell my aunt if she asks about the money? Sang-yeon happens to walk by, sees her sitting there upset, and asks, what's wrong? Why are you sitting here looking so down? She tells him, I lost my money. Can you lend me 21? He says, I don't have any cash on me right now, but I'll go get some. He runs home, comes right back with the money, hands it to her, and says, if you ever need more, just come to me. In the present, we see Su-hao and Si-chao again. Su-hao has brought her to meet his grandparents, introducing her as his girlfriend, but introduces her as Wang Lin, forcing the two of them into a web of lies. Still, his grandmother starts to suspect Si-chao isn't the girl he'd described before and eventually asks her outright, aren't you supposed to be Wang Lin? Not wanting to lie anymore, Si-chao admits, no, I'm Si-chao. He and Wang Lin actually broke up a long time ago, and he brought me here as a fake girlfriend. But he only did it to make you two happy. The grandmother isn't upset by this at all. We then see Yifan sleepwalking out of her room. Song-yeon is standing right there, having just come out of the shower. He asks, did you come to see how a handsome guy looks after a shower? But she's completely asleep, and she walks up and hugs him quietly. Startled, he says, what are you doing? What am I supposed to make of this? She just hugs him silently and walks back to her room, leaving him standing there confused. He barely sleeps that night, while Yifan gets a full night's rest and wakes up the next morning to a message from him asking, what's gotten into you all of a sudden? She doesn't understand what he means and thinks, why is he asking me such a weird question first thing in the morning? She texts back, did you send this to the wrong number? Sang-yeon, who'd been waiting for a real answer, only gets more annoyed. When Yifan comes out ready for the day, he asks her, what did you mean by what you did last night? Or are you just going to pretend nothing happened? She stays quiet, genuinely confused about what he's asking. He then says, fine, whatever, it's not a big deal, but if you do it again, you'll owe me an explanation. She just says, okay, and leaves. In the present, everyone gathers for dinner at Sang-yeon's bar. Sang-yeon notices Xiang Lang being extremely attentive to Yifan. He knows all her likes and dislikes, while forgetting Si-chao's preferences entirely. Su-hao teases him about it, saying, watching you, it looks like you're taking care of 2 wives at once. Xiang Lang replies, that's just because the 3 of us have been together since kindergarten, and that's how we look out for each other. After dinner, they all play truth or dare. Su-hao goes first and picks dare, and his dare is to kiss someone present. Si-chao and Yifan both immediately turn their faces away, so Su-hao looks at Sang-yeon and says, all right, buddy, you're my last hope, and kisses him, leaving Sang-yeon thoroughly mortified. Yifan goes next and picks truth. She has to name one good quality about each guy in the room. She starts with Su-hao. You're rich. Xianglong is smart, handsome, and friendly. Songyan interrupts. You're only supposed to name one quality, not sing everyone's praises. She then tells him, you're sweet, calm, and confident. Xianglong goes next, picking truth, and has to share something he still regrets to this day. He says, going abroad, that's my biggest regret. If I hadn't gone, I'd have gone to university with Yifan. Finally, it's Songyan's turn, and he picks truth, having to name the last city he traveled to. He names the city where he'd last gone to see Yifan, the same place where they ended their relationship. Hearing this, Yifan feels deeply awkward. The next day, Yifan arrives at the TV station to find that Mu Cheng has also joined the company, and he tells her, I've been assigned to work under you. In the meeting, Yifan is given an assignment to find a missing woman's daughter. Mu Cheng says, this sounds pretty tough. Yifan tells him, you just started here. Don't be so negative already. The two of them go together to interview the mother whose daughter is missing. Emotional, the woman tells them, my daughter lived here and she used to send me money every month, but after New Year's the money stopped coming and I have no idea where she's gone. Yifan asks her, what's your relationship with your daughter like? Is there any tension between you two? The woman says, why would any mother be upset with her own daughter? I gave up my husband and my job just to have her. Yifan can't help but think of how her own mother left her with someone else just to get her own life settled. After the interview, as they're heading back, Mu Cheng says, something about that woman's behavior felt off. Maybe her daughter left because of her. Just then, Yifan's colleague calls to tell her they've found the daughter, who's working at a dance studio. Yifan and Mu Cheng head there, and at the front desk, Yifan introduces them. We're reporters and we're here to see someone named Lin. The receptionist says, there's no one here by that name. You should try a different studio. The two of them step back outside, but Yifan says, this is the studio we were told about. How could it be wrong? Mu Cheng says, maybe that girl was lying. We should try a different approach. Yifan, thinking for a second, says, just watch. A delivery person walks into the studio and asks the same girl, who's Lin? I have a delivery for her. The girl says, yes, I'm Lin, but I didn't order anything. Just then, Yifan and Mu Cheng step in. Yifan says, I ordered it. Lin says, I don't want to give you an interview. Yifan tells her, don't worry, I just want to talk to you and your mom won't find out about this. Yifan then takes her outside and records a short video of her on her phone in which Lin says, I'm Lin and I'm happy wherever I am. I want to start my own family, so please stop looking for me. Yifan then asks her, don't you want to go see your mom? Lin says, my mom left me and married someone else. They have a kid together now. I've been sending her money all this time, and the moment I stopped, she suddenly remembered she has a daughter out here all alone. Yifan relates to this and says, my mom's kind of the same way. Lin asks, if you were in my place, would you be able to forgive her? Yifan says, I don't know about the future, but not right now. There's a young girl at the studio struggling with a step, so Yifan shows her how to do it before leaving with Mu Cheng. Afterward, Yifan goes to see the mother, shows her Lin's video and tells her she doesn't want to live with you anymore. She's happy with her life, so please stop searching for her. She then hands her some money, saying, Lin sent this for you. Yifan then heads to a welcome party with her colleagues, held at Song Yan's restaurant bar. After enjoying the party for a while, she stands off to the side, popping bubble wrap. Song Yan notices her doing this from a distance. Mu Cheng comes over and stands to her left, flirting, I wanted to be closer to your heart, so I stood on your left. Just then, a colleague comes over and asks, where's that handsome guy? Mu Cheng, a little surprised, asks, who are you talking about? She shows him a viral meme video of Song Yan, and Mu Cheng says, he went to the same university as me. After the party, Mu Cheng, quite drunk, can barely walk, so Yifan helps hold him up as they head outside. Song Yan comes over, pulls him away from Yifan, drags him into the car and tells Yifan to sit next to him instead. He drives Mu Cheng home, carries him to his door and sets him down, at which point Mu Cheng says, why'd you carry me? I could have walked myself. Song Yan replies, why? Did the buzz wear off already? Your drunk act was pretty terrible, by the way. Don't try that with me. I've done the exact same thing myself. Back in the car, Yifan asks, is Mu Cheng okay? Could he even walk properly? Song Yan says, couldn't you tell? He's just pretending to be drunk. A flashback then shows us that Song Yan had once faked being drunk the same way, and poor Yifan had ended up walking him all the way home. In the present, later that night, Yifan gets up for some water, and Song Yan, seeing her, assumes she's sleepwalking again. Yifan decides to take advantage of the situation, pretends to still be asleep, and goes over and hugs him. After a moment, she goes back to her room, thinking, I really did take advantage of him this time. The next day, Song Yan's younger sister, Song Ji, comes to visit while he's out, so she starts cooking dinner with Yifan. She asks Yifan, "Do you know anything about my brother's high school crush?" When his results came out, he was really upset, kind of the way he's been lately. He was never great at school, but suddenly in his second year, his grades shot up, and yet on results day, he still looked crushed, like his crush had let him down. Yifan stays completely silent through this, knowing full well she was that crush. When Songyan gets home, the three of them sit down for dinner together, after which he drives Songji home. Left alone, Yifan cries, thinking, "I really wronged Sangyan. He studied so hard because of me and even got into Nanwo University." She ends up crying herself to sleep, and in the middle of the night, sleepwalks straight into Songyan's room and lies down next to him. The next morning, Yifan wakes up shocked to find herself right beside Songyan and tries to sneak out quietly, but he wakes up and asks, "What are you doing in my bed?" She tells him, "You're dreaming, yet when you wake up, everything will be normal again." Then says, "Yeah," and runs off. As she gets ready to head out for work, Sangyan stops her again and says, "Answer my question." She says, "I was sleepwalking. I don't even know how I ended up there myself." Sangyan says, "You took advantage of me in your sleep. Are you that obsessed with me?" She says, "I didn't do anything wrong, and besides, you touched me too. When I was trying to get up in the morning, you grabbed me and pulled me close. You must have been asleep too, so I'm not saying anything about it, but now we're even." She then walks off. The next day, Songyan's mom brings a blind date over to meet him and recognizes Yifan at once. "Oh, aren't you the girl who went to high school with Sangyan?" She also remembers that Yifan was the crush responsible for her son's sudden improvement in grades. She pulls Songyan aside and asks, "Do you still like this girl, or has she become your girlfriend? If that's the case, tell us and we'll stop setting you up on blind dates." He tells her, "She's not my girlfriend." Overhearing this, Yifan assumes Songyan must have feelings for the girl his mom brought along. His mom then takes him out to dinner with the girl, but he leaves early and comes back to have dinner with Yifan instead. Yifan's expression makes it obvious she wants to ask whether he went on the date, but she can't bring herself to say it. So Songyan brings it up first. "If you want to know about my date, you can just ask me." She says, "I don't want to know. Why have you started wearing such revealing clothes lately anyway?" He says, "What? Are you starting to lose control looking at me? I'm just that attractive. Girls would practically commit a crime for me." She says, "Yeah, I'm worried I might do something wrong myself." He leans in, flirting back, "Oh, really? So you do want to do something wrong with me?" Embarrassed, Yifan says, "No, I was just responding to what you said." That night when Yifan gets back from work, Songyan asks her to take a box out of the fridge. When she opens it, there's a cake inside that says, "Happy birthday." Touched, she thanks him, "You remembered my birthday." She hands him the cake to hold while she takes a photo, then makes a wish. He asks, "What did you wish for?" She says, "If I tell you, it won't come true." He says, "Tell me, I'll make it come true myself." She tells him, "I wished for something about my work." He says, "Work-related? I thought you might have wished for me to become your boyfriend." Yifan blushes. He then affectionately pats her head, wishes her happy birthday, and leaves. When Yifan opens her birthday gift, it's a perfume called First Frost. A flashback shows us that on her first day of school, when Yifan introduced herself, she'd said, "My name means First Frost." Seeing the gift, Yifan is deeply moved that Songyan still remembers this after all this time. She calls Siqiao over to meet up and tells her, "I'm falling for Songyan again. I want to date him, but I don't know how to start." Siqiao is thrilled to hear this and advises her, "You should draw him in slowly. Give him so much love that he gets used to having you around." Yifan goes home and texts Songyan to thank him for the gift, adding, "How many days until your birthday? I want to get you something too." And he tells her, 69 days left. She says, "You should remind me every day so I don't forget." He says, "Show a little sincerity. Why need eat? This isn't something you should be forgetting." She says, "Fine, I'll remember," and blushes, while Songyan feels pleased that Yifan is finally warming up to him. As Songyan's birthday approaches, he keeps messaging her every day with a countdown. One night, right as Yifan gets home, her colleague calls asking her to travel to another city to cover a tunnel accident. As she's telling Songyan and heading out, he stops her and says, "Try to come back soon. There's something I want to tell you. If I say it now, you won't be able to focus on work." On her way there, Yifan can't stop wondering what he wants to say. The reporting assignment takes several days. On Songyan's birthday, she calls to wish him happy birthday and tells him, "I'll be back tomorrow." He says, "Okay, then let's just say my birthday is tomorrow too." The next day, Yifan first goes to her old school, then to the restaurant where she and Songyan used to sit and study together. She takes a photo there and sends it to him. After enjoying the noodles, she stays a long while because it's pouring rain outside, and then Songyan shows up, surprising her. They sit and talk for a while, reminiscing about old memories, and as they're leaving, Songyan finally says what he'd meant to tell her earlier, "I still like you." Yifan accepts his feelings, and the two of them decide to give their relationship another chance. They then go to a hotel. Yifan asks him, "How did you end up here so suddenly?" He says, "I came to get my birthday present." Then he says, I can't find my phone anywhere. As they search for it, Yifan turns around saying, could I have left it at the restaurant? But Sang-yeon is standing so close that their lips touch. He says, I found my birthday present. He then orders pizza, and they enjoy it together. Back home, Yifan gives him a coat as a gift, which he loves. The next day, wearing that same coat, Sang-yeon brings Yifan along to a party with his friends. His friends, who've never seen him wear colors like that, ask him, what's with the sudden change? He tells them, my girlfriend gave it to me. They ask, who's your girlfriend? He doesn't say Yifan's name directly, but drops plenty of hints. Sitting right next to her, drinking from her glass, and leaving with her. Yet his friends still don't put it together that Yifan is his girlfriend. Instead, they say, if you have a girlfriend, why are you hanging out with your roommate? Sang-yeon just calls them idiots and walks off. After a full day enjoying herself with Sang-yeon, Yifan gets home that night feeling very happy, imagining a future with him. When she gets a message from an unknown number with a photo of her asking, is this you? When she calls the number, the voice on the other end says, so it really is you. You know, I've missed you a lot. At first, Yifan is unsettled by the photo and the number. But then, remembering the upcoming festival, she decides not to let something so trivial ruin her mood and deletes the photo. She then calls Sang-yeon over for dinner. That night, while Yifan is sleeping, her director calls and tells her, be ready and out the door in 5 minutes, and we need to cover an accident scene right away. She rushes to get ready just as Sang-yeon arrives, gives him a quick hug, and heads out talking about work. When they arrive at the scene, the director tells Yifan to get a clear shot of the driver's face. But when the driver is pulled out of the car, Yifan is stunned to see who it is and starts trying to hide so he won't notice her. He does see her though. Even while editing the footage later, she keeps worrying, did he see me or not? To protect her identity, she removes her own name from the broadcast credit and replaces it with the station's name instead. When she gets home, Sang-yeon has made dinner for her. Noticing she's upset, he asks, did something happen over there? She hugs him and says, nothing happened. I just wish everyone from my past would disappear so I could have a happy life with you. She then gives him a quick kiss before pulling away, but he grabs her hand and stops her, saying, that's not how you kiss. Here, let me teach you. He then kisses her deeply. Afterward, they sit down for dinner, and Sang-yeon teases her, you really don't know how to kiss. My lips are practically sore. He kisses her again and says, keep practicing, you'll get better. Later, when Yifan goes with Sang-yeon to his bar, she runs into his driver, whose name is Zing-dae. Seeing her, he says, well, Yifan, look who's here. Why do you keep ignoring your uncle? You did the same thing last time. Noticing Yifan looking upset, Sang-yeon steps between them and asks, who are you? The man says, I'm her uncle, and ask her yourself. But Yifan says, I don't even know this man. Sang-yeon starts to lead her away, but Zing-dae grabs his arm to stop him, which makes Sang-yeon angry, and he snaps, let go of Yifan or this isn't going to end well for you. Zing-dae pushes back, are you trying to threaten me? Just then, one of Sang-yeon's colleagues steps in and gets Zing-dae out of there, and Sang-yeon takes Yifan away, asking her, who was that guy really? She tells him, he's my aunt's brother. He's a horrible person. If you ever run into him again, stay away from him. They go home and sleep in their own rooms. That night, Yifan sleepwalks again, takes Sang-yeon's hand, and leads him into her room. He kisses her forehead affectionately and lies down beside her. The next morning, when Yifan finds him in her room, she says, are you sleepwalking too now, or did you get scared watching a horror movie last night? Sang-yeon says, you were the one who came into my room and dragged me here yourself. Imagining that, Yifan bursts out laughing. They have breakfast together, and Yifan repeats her earlier warning, if you ever see that man again, stay away from him. But when Yifan gets to the TV station, she finds out that Zing-dae has actually gotten a job there as a security guard. She asks Moo-chung, what's this security guard doing here? Where's our old one? He tells her, the old guy wasn't doing a great job. The position opened up, and they hired this guy. That night, on her way home, she hears Zing-dae's voice behind her. Turning around, she's badly shaken. He says, what happened in the past was just a misunderstanding. That was a rough time for me too, and honestly, because of you, things are still going badly for me. Yifan tries to ignore him and walk away, but he grabs her arm and drags her back, saying, if you don't take responsibility for me, I'll tell everyone how you used to try to get close to me. You even tried to kill me. And if you don't do what I say, I'll keep following you around like this. Yifan is terrified, and just then, Moo-cheng shows up. Zing-dae says, she was alone, so I just came to talk to her. Yifan then leaves with Moo-cheng. The next day, while Sang-yeon is at his restaurant, a man shows up with reporters and police in tow, claiming his friend got food poisoning from eating there, shouting, I'm going to tell everyone on the news how terrible this restaurant is. They're playing with people's health here. Sang-yeon says, if he really did get food poisoning here, we're ready to compensate him. But if he didn't, he needs to publicly apologize. Just then, Sang-yeon notices Zing-dae standing in the crowd, outside along with the man who filed the complaint. both of them bad-mouthing his restaurant to the people around them. A health inspection team collects food samples and announces this restaurant will remain closed until the results come back. That night, when Si Chao arrives and finds the restaurant shut down, she calls Yifan to tell her. Just then, Yifan gets a message from her mom. I heard you're dating your senior from school. Xingdi told me this guy has a restaurant of his own too. But a guy like that isn't right for you, so stay away from him. She calls her mom and asks, did Xingdi actually go to that restaurant? Her mom says, I don't know, but Yifan already knows this is Xingdi's doing. She goes straight to her mom's house and confronts Xingdi. What do you actually want? Why can't you just let us live in peace? I don't care about any of you. Stay away from me and don't make me call the police again. Her mom starts scolding her instead. Is this what some restaurant owner is teaching you now? Yifan says, why do you even care? She then tells Xingdi, if you don't stop harassing us, I won't put up with it anymore, and leaves. A flashback then shows how Xingdi had always been forcing Yifan to give him money. Yifan realizes that if she stays with Songyan, Xingdi will just keep coming after her. For her own safety, she makes the difficult decision to get away from him for a while. She calls Si Chao and says, I'm going away for some time. Can you come feed my cat? When Si Chao and Su Hao arrive, they find the apartment completely empty, which strikes them as odd. Si Chao tries calling Yifan, but the call won't go through, so Su Hao calls Song Yan over right away. Song Yan finds a letter in Yifan's room that reads, I'm sorry. Just like last time, I'm leaving without saying goodbye. But just like last time, I have my reasons. Please don't miss me, and don't try to find me. Just be happy in your own life. Sang Yan tries to track her down, but he can't even find her location. Frustrated, he goes to the police station and files a missing persons report. The next scene shows Yifan staying at a hotel in Hong Kong, while Song Yan drops everything to search for her. He first goes to the place where Yifan used to live with her grandmother, now home to an elderly woman. From talking with a neighbor, Song Yan learns that Yifan had once been harassed there and never mixed much with people. He then goes to her aunt's house where her cousin tells him, Yifan has disappeared like this without a word before, more than once. On his way back, he spots Xingdi, now working as a security guard at the TV station. He asks Yifan's colleague, since when did this guy start working as a security guard here? She says, about a month now, I think. Xingdi gives Song Yan an unsettling smile, which makes him so angry he floors it toward him in his car, enough to genuinely scare him, but slams the brakes at the last second. We then cut to Si Chao getting a call from Yifan. Si Chao, upset, tells her, you've disappeared on me again without telling me. I've been worried sick about you. This time, if not for me, then come back for Sang Yan like he's a wreck over you. Yifan apologizes and says, I only called to let you know I'm fine wherever I am, so please stop worrying. Si Chao then goes to see Sang Yan. He tells her, I went to every place Yifan ever lived, and that's when I realized she'd basically been living in a cage this whole time. Si Chao tells him, Yifan called me today. She said she's okay wherever she is. Sang Yan feels like he should have asked Yifan the reason for her disappearance the last time, back when they were living together. A flashback shows us that while Yifan was living at her aunt's brother, Xingdi, would come around and give her special attention to get close to her. One day, when no one else was home, he sat down right next to her under the pretext of helping her study, and the way he touched her left her deeply uncomfortable. Then, another time when the house was empty, he grabbed her from behind and tried to take advantage of her, but her aunt and uncle walked in just in time. Yifan tries to tell them what had almost happened, but her aunt shushes her and sends her to her room. That night, standing out in the rain, Yifan calls her mom, crying, and begs her, please come get me from here, I'm scared. But her mom refuses, telling her, just stay there for now. That night, with her door locked from the inside, Xingdi breaks the lock, comes in, and lies down beside her, starting to touch her while she's sleeping. She wakes up and threatens him with a blade, telling him to stay away. But he isn't scared at all and tries to force himself on her, saying, if you scream, everyone will find out, and then no one will want to marry you. To get away from him, Yifan jumps out the window and Xingdi falls, trying to grab her. Her aunt and uncle arrive at that moment. But this time, Yifan calls the police, and Xingdi is arrested. Even after all this, Yifan's aunt and her own mother blame her for it, saying, we let you stay with us, and you got a member of our family arrested. That poor man was drunk and wandered into your room by mistake. Even his mother chooses to believe them over Yifan. 6 months into living in Hong Kong, Yifan is working at a restaurant. One day, a customer recognizes her. Aren't you the reporter who interviewed Lynn at that dance studio? What are you doing here? She tells him, I'm continuing my studies here and working part-time on the side. Just then, her boss shouts at her, you're not getting paid to sit here and gossip. Go clean up. Yifan goes off to wash dishes. Later, heading back to her room, she notices a dance studio, and it brings back her old dream of becoming a dancer, something she used to practice hard for. But the injury to her leg from jumping out that window that night means she's never been able to dance since. We then cut to Xing-dae, sitting at Song-yeon's restaurant bar, harassing a customer. Song-yeon sees this, drags him outside, and gives him a proper beating, telling him, "Don't ever show your face at my restaurant again." Xing-dae taunts him, "I put my hands on your girlfriend. That's why you're so angry. You're a man. You should understand another man's weaknesses. Besides, that girl isn't even that special." This only makes Song-yeon angrier, and he starts hitting him again, until Xing-dae smashes a glass bottle over his head, drawing a lot of blood, and Song-yeon keeps fighting through it anyway. Song-yeon's friends arrive and, seeing him bleeding, want to call an ambulance, but he refuses and bandages his own wound before heading back into the restaurant. Xiang Long comes to see him there and asks, "Do you know where Yifan is? Why did she suddenly disappear?" Song-yeon says, "I don't know where she is, but I'm still looking for her." Xiang Lang tells him, "I'm not completely sure, but I think I saw her once in Hong Kong. I think the reason she left has something to do with Xing-dae. I once overheard the two of them talking in a strange way, and she disappeared right after her college entrance exams." Song-yeon asks him, "Where exactly did you see her?" Xiang Long names the place, and Song-yeon leaves for Hong Kong immediately, going straight to the hotel where Yifan had been staying. There, he's told that no one named Yifan lives there. He shows them a photo, saying, "This is the girl." They recognize her from the photo and confirm, yes, she stayed here, but she didn't go by the name Yifan. They show Song-yeon her old room and tell him she's already left, but while she was here, she always seemed troubled. Song-yeon then goes for dinner at a restaurant, which happens to be the very one where Yifan works. The two of them are around each other the whole time, but never actually run into one another. He stays in Hong Kong a few more days searching for her, but an urgent project forces him to head back. Once home, he tells Suhao, "Ask your grandparents to help me find Yifan. They used to live in Hong Kong, so they'd know the area well." Suhao says, "I'll ask them, but we're not even sure she's really there." Xiang Lang wears thick glasses and can't see that well. Maybe he mistook someone else for her. Song-yeon tells him, "I went to the hotel where she used to stay, and she'd given them a different name there. That confirms it's really her." Suhao then tells his grandparents about it. His grandmother tells Song-yeon, "Don't give up, son. Just like she disappeared once before and came back to you after 6 years, she'll come back again this time too." We then see Yifan, now teaching dance to kids at a studio, though her leg injury keeps her from doing some of the steps properly. Stepping outside into the garden for a bit, she runs into Si Chao and Suhao, who've come looking for her. Si Chao rushes over and hugs her, saying, "I've missed you so much." After talking for a while, Yifan goes home and switches on her old phone, finding it full of messages from Song-yeon. There's also one from Xing-dae, threatening her. "Where have you been hiding for 6 months? No matter what corner of the world you hide in, I will never stop coming after you." She writes back telling him, "I'm in Hong Kong. I've decided I'm not going to be afraid anymore, and I'm not going to run from this situation either." The next day, Yifan meets up with Si Chao and Suhao at a restaurant. Si Chao asks her, "Can I tell Song-yeon about you?" He's really worried. Yifan says, "I'll tell him myself." She calls Song-yeon, tells him she's in Hong Kong, and asks him to come see her. The next day, Song-yeon comes to see Yifan in Hong Kong, and together they visit her old school, then the restaurant where they used to sit and study together. He takes a photo of the two of them there to keep. Because it's pouring rain outside, they end up staying a long while after their noodles, talking and laughing over old memories. As they step outside together, Song-yeon takes her hand and tells her, "I'm not letting you disappear on me again." Yifan nods, and the two of them walk on, more sure of each other than ever. Next, Yifan's students have a dance competition, and she's busy getting them ready. As Song-yeon arrives to see her, the students' performance begins, and she's guiding them through it. Watching her like this reminds Song-yeon of how she used to dance the exact same way back in school. After the performance ends, Song-yeon finds Yifan and tells her, "The moment you called me, I rushed straight here. I didn't want to miss your student's performance. Seeing you again after all these days makes me even happier." He then pulls her into a hug. Back in her room, Yifan tells him everything about Xing-dae, how he tormented her, and how she kept running from him and, by extension, from Song-yeon too. He hugs her and says, "Forget all of that now. I'm here with you." They spend the night together. The next day, she says her final goodbyes at her restaurant job and returns with Song-yeon. She then goes back to her work as a reporter. Her director tells her she needs to cover a case. A girl went missing from her high school a few years ago, and now a woman has come to the police station with a recording connected to the missing girl. At the station, Yifan speaks with the woman, who turns out to be the wife of her aunt's son. The woman isn't comfortable sharing anything at first, so Yifan opens up about her own experience first, telling her, "Xing-dae once harassed me too and tried to take advantage of me." Hearing this, the woman opens up and says, "Xing-dae has always tried to force himself on me. One night, my mother-in-law, your aunt, caught him in the act and stopped him. I wanted to file a police complaint, but she talked me out of it, telling me my brother-in-law just loses control when he's drunk and that she'd talk to him. She then went and confronted her brother, Day, telling him, first it was other women, and now you're looking at my son's wife the same way. He told her, she's the one who seduced me. She said, that's what you said about the girl who used to live next door too, but I know the truth. Do you want to kill my son's wife too now? Day told her to be quiet, so she said, you don't like hearing this now, but when I helped you bury that neighbor's daughter's body, you seemed to like me just fine then. The daughter-in-law had recorded all of this, and she shares the recording with Yifan. Yifan thanks her and tells her, if you ever have any problems, you can reach out to me anytime. Yifan then messages Song-yan to let him know she's investigating a murder case and that her prime suspect is Day. So stay away from him. He's a very dangerous man. She then goes to meet the murdered girl's father. He tells her, my daughter loved writing, but I never supported her passion for it. We got into an argument about it once, and she never came back from school after that. If I'd been more understanding with her, she never would have fallen into that monster's hands. He was our neighbor, so we trusted him. Yifan reassures him, I'll help bring the truth out and your daughter will get justice. Back at the TV station, Yifan messages Song-yan to let him know she's finished with work. He comes to pick her up, but spots Day standing outside, watching someone inside. Song-yan immediately calls the police to report him, and then remembers everything Day has put Yifan through. Furious, he starts attacking him right there. Day has a knife and slashes Song-yan's hand with it. Inside her office, Yifan keeps calling Song-yan, and after several tries, a girl finally picks up and tells her, the person you're trying to reach got badly hurt in a fight and has been taken to the hospital. Yifan rushes there, where the police are already waiting to take Song-yan's statement. When she learns his fight was with Day, she gets angry at him. I told you to stay away from him. Why did you have to fight him? Calling the police should have been enough. Song-yan says, what if he'd gotten away? She says, then let him get away. I don't want you getting caught up in this case. I want to see Day behind bars, but I care about you more than that. Sang-yan tells her, but now that man's in jail anyway, your aunt is also in police custody, and that girl you were trying to help has gotten her justice too. This time, I got to protect you, and that makes me really happy. Hearing this, Yifan gets emotional, and Song-yan says, that monster is behind bars now, so I just want you to be happy. They head home from the hospital, and seeing his injuries, Yifan says, you must have done something wrong to me in a past life, and now you're paying for it. Maybe you scared off my groom back then. He replies, all right then, in this life, I'll make sure you meet your groom by becoming him myself. Back home, Yifan gives him his medicine, and when he goes to shower, she helps him so his wound doesn't get wet. They end up kissing there. We then see Day in court where his sentence is being read out. A flashback shows how Day gave the girl false reassurances, then raped and killed her, with his sister helping him bury the body. After hearing all these crimes, he's sentenced to death, and his sister gets 3 years for helping him. After work, Song-yan comes to pick up Yifan, and they walk together to the market, talking. Yifan tells him, I never used to want to be a journalist. I wanted to be a dancer, but now I've really come to enjoy my profession. He asks, so you don't want to dance anymore? She says, helping other people get justice is maybe the best work there is. It makes me feel really good. He tells her, I'll support you in whatever you decide. You don't need to compromise for anyone out of fear. She says, I've grown a lot stronger than before, and now other people's opinions don't affect me because I have you, and that's enough for me. Yifan then tells him their landlady wants her apartment back. He says, all right, until then, we'll live there as girlfriend and boyfriend, and after that, we'll get married and move into our own place. But Yifan says, I also want to enjoy a year or two of dating like this first. You're so good to me that sometimes I feel like my dad sent you to make up for the fact that he's gone. The next day, Song-yan is heading out to Yifan's annual company function when his colleagues stop him over some problem they need his help with. Meanwhile, Yifan's performance is about to start, and she's waiting on him, telling her friend, if my boyfriend doesn't make it in time, record my performance for me. Right as her performance begins, Song-yan comes running in, making it just in time. Afterward, he meets her, takes off his own jacket so she won't get cold, and compliments her. Your dress is really pretty, and you danced beautifully. Once home, just as Yifan is about to turn off the lights, Song-yan pins her against the wall and kisses her. He then picks her up and says, now it's time for you to pay off your debt. He carries her to the bedroom, and they spend the night together. The next morning, Yifan goes with Song-yan to meet his parents. She's extremely nervous, constantly fixing her dress and makeup, but when she meets his mom and dad, they treat her like family from the start, never once making her feel like an outsider. His mom tells Yifan, our son is so lucky to have a girlfriend like you. His dad adds, honestly, we liked you back in high school. We always used to wonder if our Song-yan even deserved such a beautiful girl. Yifan tells them, we weren't dating in high school. Our relationship only started 6 years later when we ran into each other again. But his mom says, Song-yan told us he's liked you since high school. He never dated anyone else in college either. None of the blind dates we set him up with ever interested him. After dinner, Song-yan's parents give red envelopes to Song-yan, his sister, and Yifan, telling her, "From now on, you're part of our family too." This moves Yifan deeply, since it's the first time she's felt this much love from a family. She then goes to Songji's room with her, but partway through, Songji's boyfriend calls, so Yifan slips into Sangyan's room instead and tells him, "Your family is really wonderful." As she says goodnight and turns to leave, he pulls her back and kisses her. The next morning, while packing her things, Yifan finds a box in Songyan's room full of her photos and the articles she'd written during her reporting career. Proof that even during the 6 years they were apart, Songyan had kept quietly checking in on her. Overwhelmed, she tells him, "I wish I could live 6 years longer than you, so I could love you as much extra as I hurt you during those 6 years apart." He tells her, "I want to live with you for as long as I can. As for loving me 6 years extra, you can make that up to me in our next life." Afterward, the two of them move into their new apartment together, where the door's access code turns out to be the very date they first met in high school. All the furniture and design in the apartment matches Yifan's taste exactly, and he tells her, "I actually built all this 2 years ago." We then see a scene at their old school. To mark its 100th anniversary, the school has invited back all its former students. Si Chao and Su Hao are there, walking hand in hand. When Songyan comes up and asks Su Hao, "So are you two officially together now?" Su Hao whispers back, "Not yet, man." This girl's really hard to impress. He then goes off with Si Chao while Songyan walks around with Yifan. They end up in their old classroom, which looks exactly the same as it used to. Yifan gets lost in old memories there. A little while later, coming back to herself, she finds Songyan standing in front of her, dressed in their old school uniform, having decorated the blackboard with a confession letter written just for her. He then plays a video where all their old teachers share memories of their school days, along with messages from all their friends and Sangyan's parents. Watching it, Yifan is overjoyed and deeply moved, telling him, "It must have taken you forever to put all these videos together." Sangyan then hands her a bouquet of flowers and says, "You're like a butterfly to me. Always keep flying with that same confidence." He then proposes to her, and she immediately says yes. Sangyan slips a ring made of ribbon onto her finger and kisses her, bringing the drama to its happy ending.